Hello again, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. So for those who don't know me, I'm pretty sure the majority of you know who I am, but my name is Vlad. I've been a practitioner for more than 35 years. And we obviously going to talk about healing, but we are going to talk about the power of spell work in healing, that healing power of spell work. And no, I'm not talking about a candle that we are going to be lighting for healing. Okay? First of all, I want you to understand one thing. What spell work does. What do we do with spell work? We raise energy, we push energy, we center energy. We do all these things to cast a spell for money, for protection, for all that. But I want to go to a part of spell work or witchcraft that we often don't want to talk about. Not the only thing that we're going to talk about, but I want to start with that one. It's baneful magic, cursing, justice. Okay? Now, I want you to think, I don't want you to think that you are being evil. I want you to think about, let's just say that someone has done something to you. And this is just the beginning. I don't want anybody to get scared that I'm talking about curses. Okay? Sometimes we hold the anger in. We hold the pain in. And that pain doesn't allow you to move forward because we are holding on to that pain or that anger. And we feel like, I would like to go and slap that person, but I can't because it would get me into trouble. Right? I feel that. I feel that. Right? Sometimes things happen that you just want to do something, but you can't. Now, I'm going to take it it's going to be very basic. Somebody that is continuously gossiping about you, talking about you, trying to mess with your energy or your reputation. What do? You cannot do anything physically, like I mentioned, like I already said. This is more about concentrating your energy, that anger, that pain, into a working. Why? Because it serves as a release. It serves as you putting that energy, that anger, that pain into a work, into action. Okay? I'm not going to go over specific spells to do this. If you want to know that, talk to me later. Okay? But this is more about having the opportunity to actually utilize that emotion and energy for healing. Now, let's move away from cursing. What witches do, spells and rituals, right? Or whether you consider yourself a spiritualist, an occultist, a necromancer, it doesn't matter what you consider yourself, right? If you are a practitioner, when it comes to healing, we have to follow the craft, not the movie. Okay? Not the movie. But think about this. We have the Wheel of the Year, whether you are practicing a Celtic tradition or if you're following a more traditional, we follow the seasons. We follow the moon. We follow the sun. How many of you has done a full moon ritual? That's it? Nobody else? Oh, okay, over there. A full moon ritual. A full moon ritual is designed to release. You release and you let go. How do we release and let go? In witchcraft. How do we do? It's not about you getting a Reiki session. By the way, we do have healers. If anybody's interested in a healing, we have healers. But it's releasing the emotional burden. What is no longer serving you? What is holding you back? Now, you would think, well, I don't have anything holding me back. It's just my emotions. Exactly. Your emotions, your blocks. Now, the dark moon or the new moon. I like to call it the dark moon. That's just my preference. What do we do for the dark moon or the new moon? We set intentions. Yes, we set intentions. So you set intentions within that cycle. And those cycles are they're very short. It's just not something that happens every once a year. No, this happens every month. So every month, spiritually speaking, energetically speaking, emotionally speaking, psychically speaking, you have an opportunity to release and an opportunity to what? Set intentions. So you can become a better version of yourself. So you can become someone with power and strength. Because if anybody tells you, you can disagree with me, but if anybody tells you that witchcraft, spirituality is not about power, they're lying to you. It's about personal power. I'm not saying power for me to hold over you or for you to hold over me. It's about personal power. If you are powerful, there's nothing that can go against you. Or you will be prepared to go against everything or anything. Let's continue with the cycles. The sun, the sun, and that is even shorter than the moon. Every morning, the sun comes out. And every night, the sun goes down. A moment for action and a moment for look within. When we go to sleep, we should not go to sleep just because we want to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm guilty about that one. But set intentions within your dreams. That is part of the craft. Setting intentions within your dreams. Whether it's for the next day, whether it's for the next couple of days, whether it's just for the night. What happens when we are sleeping?
Our brain is downloading the day and packing it so that it can make more space to learn.
Yes. We also are more connected to the spirit, and we are connected to the astral. Now, who can tell me here what are the 3 altars? Okay. 3 altars. It's you. That's the first one. You as an individual. This is my first altar. Your second altar is going to be the physical altar, the one that you have at home. Whether it is a huge altar or a small one, it doesn't matter. The third altar is the astral or spiritual altar. We have access to that when we sleep. Now let's go to seasons. Let's go to seasons. What season are we? I'm sorry?
Right now, winter.
We are in winter. For a witch, that is the dark times. What is the dark times for? To look within, yes. Rebirth, yes. To look within. To see aspects of yourself that normally you don't look at. The things that you like. The things that you don't like. The things that you are ashamed of. We look within. If we look within, we understand ourselves better. That is why nature, earth, whatever you want to call it, has that season of winter. So you can connect in a more deeper level to yourself. If you connect to yourself when spring comes. That moment of rebirth happens. That moment where you are being reborn into the same individual, but with new capabilities, new understanding of who you are. After that, we have the summer. The summer is about what? Yeah, hot. It's a lot of hot heat, yes. But the summer is a moment of action. During the spring, we plant a seed. During the summer, we work on that seed. The seed is you. You work on yourself in winter, and you continue to work on yourself in summer, evolving, growing. Then we have fall. And what happens in fall? We harvest what we have accomplished. Now, let's just take a look at some of the Sabbats. If you follow the Sabbats, okay? First of all, what is the witch's new year? Samhain. Samhain is the end and is the beginning of our dark time. Again, if you follow the seasons and the wheel of the year, we have Samhain, then we have Yule. What comes next? Imbolc, and then Ostara, then Beltane. And Beltane, what we usually do, what is one of the rituals that we usually do in Beltane? Yes. The maple. It is a moment of community when everybody comes together around the maple. It has other meanings, but those other meanings I'm going to leave outside. But the maple is a moment of community coming together. After Beltane, what do we have? Yeah, for some, midsummer, yeah. Litha, yeah. And what is that? What does that represent? Litha. Come on, my people.
I'm not there in my reading books yet.
It's, yeah, exactly. It's the longest day of the year. So for some, it's what? Summer what? Yes. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I want you to see how the wheel of the year also applies within the seasons, within the days, within the moon cycles, within the sun. If you practice spellcraft, do you look at the days when you do your spells? Yes, you do, right? You do. If you want to heal, what is the best day for healing? Sunday. Sunday is a great day for healing. Okay? Why? Because it's the day of the sun. Vitality. But also Monday, and life, yes. Vitality, yes. Monday is also a good day for healing. It's the day of the moon. If you look at all the correspondences when we are doing things within witchcraft, occultism, spirituality, they are all going to connect to the same cycle, all of it. Now, let's go a little bit more practical. What are some good healing herbs? Frankincense, yes. Oregano is a very good one, yeah. It's good for inflammation, actually. Lavender is very good. A lot of emotional healing there, too, and a lot of peace. Tea tree is good, yeah. You know what's my favorite? Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is my favorite. In my culture, eucalyptus is used for different kinds of healing. Not only healing of the body, but also healing of the mind, also healing of the senses. Now, and again, let's just apply this to a more witchy thing, okay? Just for fun. If you were going to use a candle for healing, what type of candle would you choose? Yellow. Yellow? Ah, there we go. There we go. Specific what kind of healing you're trying to do. Now, let me tell you something. In the old days, candles were made of lard. They actually didn't smell good. So, when it comes to healing, and let's just say that you are using a yellow candle, a blue candle, a violet candle, you want that candle, that's completely fine. But if all you have is a white candle, don't hold back. Use whatever you have. Okay, witches in the old days, we did not went to the shop to buy a specific candle that said healing. Okay, we didn't. We worked with nature. The power of witchcraft, when it connects to healing, is within nature. It's within the seasons, it's within the herbs, it's within the days, it's within the cycles of the moon, the sun, everything. And you saw that in the presentation, in the papers, hopefully, or online, you saw that it says spellcraft. I didn't put witchcraft. There's a reason for that. Spell. We speak. The power of your words is going to be the strongest thing that you have when you're doing your spellcraft, when you're doing your witchcraft, when you're doing your whatever you're doing, if you want to call it manifestation. And again, I have my own opinions about manifestation specifically, but when it comes to whatever working you're doing, whether it's a ritual, whether it's a spell, whether you call it a working, your words are the most important thing. Your words. Your words carries a frequency and vibration that allows things to happen. But we go back to the intention. If you're trying to heal, whether it's someone, whether it is yourself, you cannot do it with anger. Again, we're talking about healing, doing a healing working. You have to do it from a perspective of love, from a perspective of having the intention to that person to feel better or feel safer. Now, I want you to think about healing, not as a painful process, but as a process of growth. Healing is growth. Period. That's it. We do not look at healing just from the perspective of, oh, I just want to feel better. If you look at healing from that perspective, you're doing it wrong because, again, we're talking spell work. When we do spell work, we don't do and we hope. We don't do and we have faith. We don't do and just, well, I just want this and no. When we do, and we do, and we know. And if we know, the spell is done. The healing is done. Now let's talk about deities. There are many deities that are good for your healing journey. But you have to learn how to choose those deities. With all due respect of the deities that I'm going to talk about for a moment, you don't want to heal with the Morrigan. You don't. Unless you want a very fiery healing. Okay? There are deities that are good for healing. But there are also deities that are good for healing specific aspects of yourself. Who here knows who the mother goddess is? Talking about Isis. If you're looking for a very motherly healing, Isis would not be a bad choice, but be careful because Isis also has a darker side. Since it's so trendy right now, Hecate. Sometimes I get a little bit upset when people talk about her. I've been a devotee of Hecate for many years. Hecate can help you heal, but Hecate is not going to baby you. Hecate will expose your wounds so you can work on those wounds. Hecate will take you down to the underworld, to the dark. Will illuminate you, yes, but it's your job, not hers. The point that I'm trying to make with deities is that sometimes you need to understand that depending the deity that you're working with is how you're going to heal or what you should heal. Let's talk about ancestors. How many of you would like to heal your ancestors? I would love to heal my ancestors. You cannot heal your ancestors by going back in time. That's sorry, but that's stupid. Deities, ancestors, spirit guides. Am I missing something? Did I forget anything? When it comes to witchcraft, we talk a little bit about spells, but not necessarily into spells, but we talked about a little bit of everything, right? Now let's look at this all together. If you align yourself, you, individually, you, right? If you align yourself with the cycles, with the days, with the cycles of the moon, with the seasons, with the Sabbats, with your spirit guides, if you hear your ancestors, if you follow whatever deity you're following, and you follow those teachings, what happens? I'm sorry? Yep, you're really busy, yes. But isn't that what it's supposed to be? But if you follow all those things, what do? We heal. We become who we are, truly are. All you need to do is follow the seasons. Follow whatever is the tradition that you're following. I don't care what you're following. But if you are a practitioner, you will heal through your journey. Yes, I'm not saying don't take time to heal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that sometimes we complicate ourselves so much. This is a part of me that I want to heal. I think I need to do some shadow work. I need to look into the dark night of the soul. My wife is going to talk about the dark night of the soul in a little bit. But a lot of things we tend to separate. Witchcraft or spirituality, occultism, it's not division. It's not separating this practice from this one and this one from this one. And I'm talking about practice. I'm not talking about pantheons. It's just practices. If you keep those practices and you follow those practices, your practice, your personal, I'm not talking about go follow a guru over there or do what I'm telling you. But if you follow your own path, you're going to heal on your own, almost automatically. Is it easy? Hell no. Hell no. Does it include moments of experience, pain, suffering? Yeah. Hell yeah. But I want you to see yourself in a different light. Not as, for example, what is your name? I don't want you to see yourself as Allison. I want you to see yourself as part of everything. Yeah, individually. I go, right now I'm live on TikTok, right? But every time that I go live on TikTok, I tell my followers on TikTok what? The world would not be the same if you did not exist. I always say that. Because it's truth. You're part of that ecosystem, spiritual ecosystem, energetical ecosystem, emotional ecosystem, that many people call a collective consciousness. And that is, believe me, that is a completely different topic. But if we are part of it, why are we not joining in? Witches in the old ways were part of what? Of the cycle of nature. What is the deities? Deities are representations of that divine power of nature, power of the universe. Your spells, your workings are part of what? You're channeling the energy of that collective consciousness. And I'm not talking about human collective consciousness. I'm talking about the real collective consciousness. Sorry, I had to make a point. Yeah, I had to make a point. But you channel all that energy. If you follow the correspondences and you link in to that energy, you start to heal. You see things more clearly. And please, can I take this out? So please, don't care about what people are thinking of you or saying of you. Oh, sorry, yeah. Don't care about that. I'm not going to say how I say it because we are in an event, but don't worry about what people are thinking of you. I don't care. It doesn't serve my purpose. You cannot make everyone happy. And if sometimes people are getting in your way, and you feel like a little, hey, Ken, I was wondering where were you going to show up. So if you give too much power to people, people get control of you. You are completely out of sync when it comes to be connected to the energies of you. I'm not talking about anybody else, of you. You know what I like about myself? That I like me. I actually like me. Yeah, of course, I have moments that I like, oh my God, I feel so terrible about this. We all have them. But I like me. I like my freedom. The freedom of what? And I know we're talking of witchcraft, spell work. If I feel like it's necessary, I will heal someone. And I do try my best to help people. People that are near me, away from me, far away from me. People that don't know me. But on a more darker side, no nails. No. I don't want to remember that. But on a more darker side, and darker doesn't mean evil, by the way. On a more darker side, the power that you have when someone has wronged you, when someone has tried to hurt you or someone that you love. Me and my wife have many children. If somebody does anything, and right over there, the one that looks like Craven, over there, if somebody hurts one of my kids, oh yeah, I'm going to curse them. I'm going to curse them. And I'm not going to hold back. But that is also liberation. The power of spell work is a release. When we do spells, you have to understand that you're releasing energy. You are raising energy and releasing it. Sometimes we need a peppermint mocha. You didn't bring me one.
It wasn't Starbucks. I didn't know if you were a snob.
That is, and I'm just going to say this with a lot of respect to everyone here. Hey, I would have taken it. That's like my white thing, my only white thing. You don't have to, don't worry. That's fine. You just hurt my feelings. So again, healing, it's not about getting Reiki. It's not about feeling better. It's not about being happy. Healing is about release and understanding yourself. And through the motions of witchcraft, spell work, ritual, connecting to everything, you achieve that healing. You just need to stop blaming yourself. Yeah, you have to do that. You have to stop blaming yourself. Now, what is the emotion that allows you to release? Anger. What is the emotion that represses you? Fear. How do we know this? Because we need to be aware of it. You need to be present. You need to be grounded. You're going to be in your head. You can't. Now let's go back to basics. I just want to ask one question. Who are you? I don't want you to answer me. I want you to answer yourself. Who are you? Am I just a dude? Am I just what? No, you are part of the existence of the universe, of the existence of nature. Nature is always going to be about witchcraft, whether you want to see it or not that way. Transformation, change, transmutation, all is witchcraft. Witchcraft is the manipulation of energy through motions, through a working. Let's take the smallest thing. I'm trying to lose weight, right? I need to work on myself, right? Isn't that a working? It is a working. Whether I'm walking, whether I'm eating different, whether I am injecting myself with a potion, it doesn't matter. It is witchcraft. Everything that you do in your life is witchcraft. It's change, it's transformation, it is a working that you are doing. Everything. Even as you're thinking right now, that is a freaking working. Witchcraft and spell work. It is always going to be the understanding on how to do what you want to do. Now I want you to think of, yes. Oh, 5, okay. So I want you to think in one thing. I want you to think of this. If you had a magic wand, and you can wave that magic wand to change something in you, in your life, whether it is mentally, physically, emotionally, knowledge-wise, it doesn't matter what it is. You're capable of doing change in anything. What would that be? Everybody has an idea? Yes? Is anybody want to share it? If not, that's fine. Okay, no, that's fine. That is personal, and we're going to keep it personal. Okay? Now, if I want to do a money bowl, a spell, a money bowl. In that money bowl, I'm going to put rice for abundance. I'm going to put some greenery for life. I'm going to put some money and coins that represents, obviously, what I want to gain. I'm going to put some cinnamon for attracting and abundance. Maybe a little bit of rue. Bay leaves. Those things that represent abundance and money. That is a spell. Now I want you to go. No, don't go. That's not what I want. But I want you to think about this. Now I want you to think and go and write your spell for your personal money bowl. Not for money, but for your personal growth. What is that spell? What are the herbs and what is that you're going to combine to get that spell done? And I'm leaving you with this. If you can cast that spell, your life will change forever. I believe in all of you. Thank you.